it looks like my guy Carlos is finally arrived. Look at him looking all comfortable. I mean, looking all comfortable. So, okay, I'm gonna do it the right way. Hold up, let's go ahead. We're gonna do it the right way. Here's the first guest theme. Welcome to the stage. Show your love for Carlos. Carlos.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Carlos.
Good morning,
but
everybody.
you about caused a bonus segment, a bonus recliner of rage segment to be enacted. Go ahead. I want you to tell the people, what do you have to say for yourself, Carlos? Go ahead. We're listening.
I have nothing to say. It was all me.
Oh, we know it was all you.
Central Time. It's 6 a.m.
No.
It's still 5.
No, Carlos. So, to quote a comedian, here's what we're not going to do. What you're not going to do is come on here and act like it was I just didn't know the time zone. No, Carlos,
no, see, what had happened was...
You come on the show as a viewer, and I appreciate you watching. Hold up. You come on the show as a viewer, and I appreciate you watching. I appreciate everyone who watches. But Carlos, you can't tell me that you didn't know what time it was supposed to be, right? All right. I even reached out to Carlos. Also, you're not going to come on here laughing like the dude from the 7-Up commercial from back in the day. Talking about ha, 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 ha. Taste alignment. All right. I even text Carlos this morning to make sure he was good. All right.
Yes.
He gonna come back. I texted him. I was like, look, because he said he was nervous, and I understand. You know, you're not used to doing this. I get it. Although Carlos has a YouTube channel.
Okay. I was on my way, man. I was on my way.
Okay, Carlos.
That's 7,000. Come on, man.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a couple of life lessons that I learned in the Marine Corps. But first of all, let me tell you about this. All right, so Carlos, I sent everybody. I knew Carlos was gonna be difficult because I sent everybody the questions ahead of time so they have a chance to prepare. Right, so you're not coming off the top of your head. I don't catch you off guard. That's not what I'm trying to do. I want to present you in the best light. And I want you to be able to present yourself in the best light. Here's the thing. I sent Carlos the questions. So I emailed Carlos the questions. Carlos texted me back a screenshot of the answers to the questions. I'm like, why are you sending this back to me, Carlos? You're supposed to answer the questions tomorrow. I'm not going to read this. What am I studying for a test? I got things to do, Carlos. I got things to do, Carlos. First of all, let me pause. Okay, so Eric said that since Dylan left ABMAT, his inside connections have kind of went by the wayside. We're going to revisit that in a little bit because you are an inventor with ABMAT. So I'm going to need you to do, I don't know what you need to do, but at home GymCon, we're going to get you to, you're going to solidify those connections a little bit because I need to have my inside man, Eric, and that will be you. Okay, back to you, Carlos. So as I was saying, at 5:48 this morning, okay, which would be 12 minutes before the show started. Oh, also, Carlos was up way too late last night because he goes to bed early typically. He's up way too late, and he said, "I said, man, you're gonna be good." Sent me I sent him a text. I say, "Hey, man, don't worry about it. You got it." He texts me back. Well, okay, yeah, it'll be fun. Like, he's encouraging me. I was okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, I'm good, Dad. Thanks. All right. And then he's gonna tell me about the movie he saw last night instead of going to bed. Look, now, why does he need to go to bed earlier? Simply because Carlos knew he was supposed to be on here with me, and he wanted to get his 10,000 steps. So, one thing I learned in the Marine Corps: if you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, what you do, and you got something you want to do before you need to be at that place, you wake up earlier.
I did.
Wake up earlier. And then you got a watch on. I know you got a watch. Even if you don't have a watch, you got, look, it's right there on his wrist. Got a watch on and a phone. 2 different timekeeping devices. And there's also looking at the angle of the sun. All right? In all of those situations, you like, hey, I ain't going to make it. I need to head back so I don't have John waiting. But you know what Carlos said? Carlos said it's more important for me to get 7,000 steps than it is
7,001
to be where I'm supposed to be on time. You know what, Carlos?
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, recliner of rage. I get it.
You know what, Carlos? It's the recliner of rage.
It's the recliner of rage, 'cause he's not happy.
Cause you supposed to be where you supposed to be, where you supposed to be, where you supposed to be. Okay.
Oh,
I swear
awesome.
you making my PTSD act up. All right, now, back to you. Now, can we finally get to, Eric even got up. Eric got up at 2:50 a.m. Central Time to be at work at 3:30, which goes along with another topic we have later on, by the way, talking about discipline. But let's go ahead and, now that we've used up a significant portion of your time, which I feel was your plan. I feel like Carlos was like, man, I don't know if I can hang out that long. I'm nervous. I know. I'll shorten how long I got to be on there with my shenanigans. Okay, Carlos, I got you. All right. Here we go. So,
but let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it. Now y'all see how he's like, yeah, like I'm the one that's slowing things down. Hey, let's go ahead and let's get started. Man, whatever. All right. So we're going to talk about treadmill movie recommendations. And number one, Carlos, I want you guys tell everybody a little bit about what you do on YouTube and also with your blog, because just give them a little teaser, because you've been doing movie reviews for quite some time. All right. Not just reviews of, you do the reviews of other stuff, but you've been doing movie reviews for quite some time. So go ahead and give me the elevator speech about your movie reviews. Like, do you watch the movies giving it a review as a fan, or are you more trying to be like Siskel and Ebert?
I am a consumer. I am a fan. I'm the person that, goes and pays for the ticket. So I never did any film school or anything like that. So I'm going from the perspective of the paying customer. So,
Okay, so basically, did I like this movie? Did I not like the movie? That kind of like I would.
Yeah. What moved me, and should my friends go? And it all goes down to the most important thing. It's my opinion. So, there's no right or wrong answer.
Oh, there's a right answer.
Oh,
there's a right answer.
And there's going to be a right
answer. There you go. Yeah. If the movie sucks.
Hey, look, some people love that though. I mean, hey, I think my favorite movie is probably a trash movie from like I want to say the 80s, Big Trouble in Little China. So love that movie. It's my favorite movie ever.
Hey, don't you talk about Big Trouble in Little China, because Jack Burton says, don't you ever talk about that movie was when we first went over the top. It wasn't over the top. Big Trouble in Little China was where we discovered that truck drivers could save the world.
Hey, there you go. It was before its time. Definitely before its time.
That's it. All right. So when I realized that Carlos was doing this, and you get to see a lot of movies in the theaters ahead of time, because he's got the inside thing. I don't know if I forgot if it's AMC or whatever, but Carlos is an inside man, so he gets to see movies early, which means then he gets a chance to rewatch them multiple times if it's something that he likes. So I said, hey, you know what's boring? I was actually on the treadmill when I came up with this idea. I said, this is actually boring. And I realized that I tend to watch stuff when I'm on the treadmill. I said, you know what? I bet you Carlos could give some movie recommendations. So here we go. That was probably the longest intro we've ever done.
Hey,
to a segment. So this is the opening segment for treadmill movie recommendations from Carlos Brown. But I had to tell you guys why you should listen to Carlos Brown. All right. So Carlos knows what he's talking about. He sees a lot of movies. He reviews a lot of movies. And he actually he blogs them at garageandlifemedia.com. So you guys are going to get a sample of his work, and we're going to bring you, if this segment works out, Carlos, you didn't, I don't know, you didn't make a good first impression. We got people from the British Empire watching, but we're going to get some good treadmill recommendations. All right. So let's go ahead. So first of all, Give me your first ballot Hall of Famer. What is your favorite treadmill movie of all time? All right, and this has got to be something that's never let you down. And I want to see in the live chat too. Go ahead and put your in the comments. Put down what your what you like watching, like a movie that you know you can throw on anytime you're on a treadmill and it never lets you down. You can watch it every time. All right, so no matter how many times you watch it, you know you can throw it on and it'll make the time pass. So, what is your favorite treadmill movie of all time, Carlos?
There's no way to avoid watching this movie. You can start watching it in the middle of the movie, beginning of the movie. Heck, if the end scene's happening, you can stop and watch it. It's classic. It's got tons of bloopers, but it's great. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando. You don't know, you need to go back and check it out. If it's not for the action, it's just to watch all the flubs, all the parts where he's holding a leg and there's clearly a string. It's great. All the one-liners are fabulous. So I think that's definitely a go-to, and it's a guarantee watch.
One thing I like about that movie is like sometimes you see like a truck gets damaged.
Oh yeah.
Like it'll get damaged. And then in the next scene, the truck is fine.
Oh, you mean that yellow Porsche? That Porsche was destroyed.
It's like, very next scene, it went to the body shop and it's fine. All right.
In the middle of what?
Like, wait,
what, 80 on the highway?
Hey.
Yes. I'm telling you.
Matt Welch said, "What's a treadmill?" That's not helpful, Matt. There are people who need to lose body fat.
It's called cardio, man.
On the treadmill, and treadmills are boring, and so we try to figure out something to watch, or maybe a rowing machine. Get on a rowing machine. It's boring. I need stuff to watch, man. I'm not focused like that. Okay, so let me live. Let me live, Matt. Okay. Next question,
Matt
Carlos.
hates cardio.
Next question. What was your 2023 MVP? So which movie from 2023 would you recommend for me and everybody watching to watch? Like, give me a recommendation because I got to do cardio this weekend. So give me a treadmill movie recommendation for this weekend. All right, it's Friday. I need one for tomorrow. And the reason why I said the weekend is because I walk for an hour. So most movies are longer than that. So I need something I can watch, cut off with a clear conscience, get back on the treadmill, pick it right back up, go. Those are some of my criteria. You know what I mean?
I hear you. This movie,
right, so let's
it holds a special place in my heart.
So I'm about to learn a lot about your heart. Okay, go ahead.
Stay out of my heart. I was able to see this movie early, and spoilers. I apologize if you hadn't seen it, and if you haven't, I don't know why you haven't. But John Wick 4. I was able to see this movie. I think maybe 3 weeks before it came out to theaters, and at that time, one of the characters in the movie was still alive. He died the next day, which is really messed up. But it was a great movie, great watch. It put my faith back in the John Wick series because after
hold on a second. Hold on. So the actor who played the character died the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you're talking about the guy. He was on
Yep.
He was on The Wire. He was on. I forgot his name, but yeah. I got you.
Mr. Wick. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, man. It was like.
Yeah, and he was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. So he was kind of the heart of the movie. So
do you need a dinner reservation?
Yeah, loves it. I mean, you know what? As a matter of fact,
what was his name? Now I gotta Google his name.
This mess here.
No, all I can see is coins.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is
these are the
dude's
John
name?
Wick coins. So
I gotta look him up. I gotta find out what his name is.
Yeah,
the actor, because he's in a lot of. He's a very, very good actor.
Yeah,
He also now there's another actor, also British, who looks kind of like him, who they could slide right in there. The guy from Arrow, who played the stepdad on Arrow, who played.
Oh,
Walter.
okay, yeah.
You can. Am I lying? You can slide him
No,
in there.
Nah.
Especially as long as it's been between movies, I promise you slide him right in there and just don't say anything. Nobody will even know.
I'm pretty sure there'll be a spinoff or something where maybe he'll have some parts in Ballerina coming up, but there's no telling.
That's kind of like we watched Ahsoka, or when I say I'm making assumptions
Ahsoka time,
for you guys. I watched Ahsoka. I'm sure that you watched Ahsoka, Carlos.
I've seen some stuff.
I mean, on Disney Plus, it was good. I enjoyed it. But the point is, Ray Stevenson was very good. Everybody enjoyed his portrayal of Balin Skull, and then he passed away. It's like, dang.
Yeah.
So now there's all this controversy. It's like, well, is that character going to die? Because the way that it ended, there's more for the character to do. So you kind of, are they going to recast? Just like in the MCU, you had Chadwick Boseman passed away, so they didn't want to recast T'Challa, despite the fact that they should have.
You also have who is it? Rhodey from Iron Man. I'm sorry, Iron Man. He was recast.
Well, yeah, he got exactly. They recast him, no problem. Actually, so that's really bad. Like this Terrence Howard, who was the first Rhodey from Iron Man, said he was watching TV, and that's how he found out that he had been replaced.
Man!
Oh, so that sucks. Can you imagine turning the TV on and finding out that you don't have a job?
You got fired.
Yeah, you got fired.
Yeah,
that's horrible. I shouldn't be laughing. But you know what? Maybe he's a millionaire. He'll be all right. All right.
That's right. How can you get fired by moving boxes? You're stealing boxes. That's how it is.
Hey, you trying to build a clubhouse, Craig? All right. So that was your recommendation, John Wick.
John Wick 4. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Why would you say that, not John Wick the first John Wick movie? Because that's actually my favorite. That's the one where that's the one where he wasn't falling off of buildings and he was fine. He could still get hit with a baseball bat and get hurt.
Right.
Now he falls off a building and limps away, and he's okay.
The thing about that is, John Wick 1 was great. It pulled you in. I didn't see it coming. It was one of those that I actually caught streaming before I actually was privy to start seeing them in the theaters. But he was fresh. But if you look back at it, the whole series of John Wick chapter 1 through 4 all happened within the course of like 2 weeks. So that storyline.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
He's tired, man. He's tired.
But his performance is improving. The rest of it, he fell off a building. He fell off. Look, in John Wick 1, some thugs, poorly trained thugs, were able to beat him up.
Yeah.
All right. By John Wick 4, the dude fell off a building and just got up. After cutting his finger off.
He was retired. In John Wick 1, he was retired. So he came back. So he had to get his legs back, Had
to get his mind right.
Right. So, and the more he fought, the more he did, the more it came back, the more he was able to buy bulletproof suits and stuff.
That's a good point, too. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. All right. So my treadmill recommendation, the movie that never lets me down, I could watch it anytime. There are actually two of them. The first one is Captain America: Winter Soldier. Number one, I like it when I'm watching a movie, I'm doing something and I watch a movie and the people in the movie are doing what I'm doing. So there's a scene in Captain America: Winter Soldier near the beginning where they're running, okay? Yeah. And I'm on the treadmill. Sometimes I'm running, but the point is we're all doing, I resonate with Anthony Mackie's character, okay? Yeah. With Sam Wilson in the moment when he watches Steve Rogers just run right past him.
On your left.
All right. I resonate with that because I'm on the treadmill, I'm tired, and he looks tired as well. Okay, so I get that. So number one, Captain America: Winter Soldier. Plus, it's just a great story. You can follow it. It's great. And then my other one is Pitch Black. The first for the Riddick series. So it's Pitch Black, then it was Chronicles of Riddick. And Pitch Black is my favorite. I wouldn't say it's my favorite treadmill movie, but it's like 1A, 1B for Winter Soldier or Pitch Black. I can put them on at any time and enjoy it. Ashley says she's on the treadmill right now watching this.
There you go, Ashley. There you go.
Right. So we are her treadmill movie
recommendation.
Right now. We are her treadmill movie right now. Do something exciting right now, Carlos.
Yes.
Let's see. Eric says Roadhouse, kickboxer, or blood sport will keep him going any hour of the day. You know what? Roadhouse is another one. And I'm talking about the original one, all right?
Oh, yeah.
But to be honest with you, for me, Roadhouse was great until, what's his name died? Sam Elliott's character died. And then I was like, yeah, okay. Because
have you seen the second one?
No. It's in my rotation. I actually downloaded it and I was like, I wanted to watch it, and then I was like, well, maybe I should watch it on the treadmill because after talking about it with you, I was like, this doesn't strike me as the sort of movie that needs my full attention. It's
Oh, it's
something I
gonna
can
get it.
keep. I can kind of, but I'm saying like I can keep up with the plot and just
Oh,
okay, yeah. Some movies,
when you
I
find one,
if
you let me know.
if there some movies like I need to sit there and watch like Dune. I can't watch that on treadmill. I need to be sitting
Right.
down watching it because it pulls you into the story and it's not gonna be it's not a good watch for the treadmill. On the other hand, I watched Vikings Valhalla on the treadmill, no problem. All
Okay.
right, I grant you that's a series, but the point is I was able to keep up with what's going on, no problem. But
Right.
that's another thing. So if a movie has subtitles, um, I'm not watching it on the treadmill because I need to be able to read the subtitles. And I look away from the movie sometimes, and I look down, see how many, how many steps have I gone, how many miles have I gone, whatever. And so if it's got to have my undivided attention, I won't watch it. So Roadhouse has moved into the treadmill movie category
Oh
for
yeah.
me after I talked to you.
How good are you about
Matt Welch said
running and
Forrest
laughing?
Gump. What do you think? What about Forrest Gump? Because he runs
Wow.
in there. He's
Yeah, he runs.
I started running.
Yeah, Gen
So
A. Yeah. I mean, that's
I
a
like Forrest
motivational one
because
for sure.
he's constantly punching people over Jenny.
Well,
Every
yeah.
time you
Well,
turn around.
I actually started running. That's a funny story. I started running and jogging and crap. Um, and I used Forrest Gump as my the title of my running because I'm not the type of person to. I don't do marathons and stuff like that. I just can't run with people. But what I can do is I can leave my place and I'll take a corner and I never go the same route twice. And I call that Gump running. So it's like I just go and I'll just be
So
running,
you're lost.
No, well, that's the thing though. I try to lose myself.
Because
But
Forrest, I'm gonna say Forrest he was just running and
just
ended up
going,
at the
yeah.
ocean. He didn't know where he was going.
Yeah. I mean the
Literally,
hardest
he had
part is
never
getting
because
yeah.
when he started running, he lived in Alabama. Then he went to basic training. Then they flew him to Vietnam. So Forrest had never been around the United States.
Yeah.
He had no map. Forrest had no idea where he was going. He was just
Yeah. Yeah.
running. Okay,
Gump
so
running, man. I'm
you
telling
were
you, it's
lost.
great. Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing though. Do you want to get lost in your head when you're
Uh,
jogging or whatever? You because you don't want to focus on, oh God, I've been going 5-10 minutes. That the first few minutes of any, trek is the most tiring. But once you get that rhythm and forget what's going on, you just go. And like I said, the worst part is getting home because you have to go to a certain destination.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I like it when we getting some movie recommendations now. So first of all, Tim from Jim Crafter said the second Roadhouse is awful. He said it's awful.
That's what's beautiful about it. That's what's beautiful about it.
Okay, so it's good because it's awful.
Well, yeah, because without giving any spoilers away,
This seems like the sort of movie you could spoil and ain't
is
gonna. Why are
it
you
is not
frozen
the
right now,
first
Carlos?
Roadhouse.
Okay,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I saw the little glitch.
okay.
The it's not the first movie. It's not. It's a different take. It's more fun. So I mean, it's definitely a more lighthearted movie. So because I was privy to be able to see that in the theaters also, and I thought it was a great theater movie. Fun. It's like a good matinee or something like that. But it's that first like 20 minutes of the movie, you're complaining about it. If you're a Roadhouse fan, you can complain about it. You're like, but wait, this is not my movie. But
Right.
throw that out the window, take it for what it is. It's stupid. It's lighthearted. It's fun. It's a dude movie. I mean, it's just what it is. So yeah, it's a terrible movie. For
He's like,
plot and all that, but
I agree, it's horrible, but watch it anyway.
yeah,
Okay.
you got to watch it.
It's
No,
one of those
it's
movies
one of
that's
those.
so bad that you should watch it. Because I'm telling
It's
you,
not even like that either. Yeah, but yeah, there are those out there like that. But nah, this was it's bad because it's not what you remember. People like you.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You know?
That makes sense. Like, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like when so Ashley says the new one is disappointing. Matt says he watched Rocky movies for years during training. Yeah, that's exactly. There you go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want the people on screen to suffer more than I am, and then I feel better about what I'm doing to myself. That's basically what I'm saying. All right. So if I'm on the rowing machine, I want to watch Vikings rowing in a storm to invade England, and they're cold and wet, and basically got scurvy. All right. I want to see that. All right. I want you to be more miserable than me.
You might be interested in watching if you're rowing. I think it's I want to say like Men on a Boat. It's
That
new.
doesn't sound. Pause.
It's basically about rowing.
It's about rowing. Oh, okay. All right.
It's
All
about-
right.
yeah.
Jim Crafter says just watch the first one again. Now I've actually seen the Patrick Swayze one. I couldn't even tell you how many times, to the point where it's like, I mean, it's like my favorite part is with Sam Elliott, Patrick Swayze. So Dalton throws a punch to try to hit Sam Elliott, and Sam Elliott just catches the punch and looks at him. I was like, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see. He said, "Pain don't hurt." There you go. And also, I like how he was getting his staples. Yeah, the pain don't hurt. He was getting the staples in his side. So I can see how if you're comparing the current movie to the old one, you're not gonna like it, because
totally.
it's kind of like when Battlestar Galactica came out. If you compared the one that had Edward James Olmos and Katie Sackhoff to the original one, then you're gonna be like, this sucks. But if you just watch it as a completely different series, you actually enjoy it, because you're like, oh, this is kind of cool, and if you've never seen the 1970s one, then you'll enjoy Battlestar Galactica. You're like, this is groundbreaking and everything else, because the way they do it is completely different. And so when I look at stuff like that, I just say, oh, well, it's a multiverse. That's kind of how I try to look at it. So
wormholes they do exist. So
that's an excellent point. Eric said it's crazy how Sam Elliott looked old 35 years ago, but he's still going. He's like Morgan Freeman. That's actually a good point. Nobody has ever seen Morgan Freeman young. Okay, nobody.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I remember Samuel L. Jackson younger.
Okay. Yeah. So
younger.
Morgan Freeman's been old since Sesame Street, right?
Yeah, he's always been old. The dude has always had gray hair. Always. He's never been young. But he never gets old either, because he's just old.
He's been old. He's
been old since birth.
Grandpa.
So let's see here. Tim said all the John Wick movies. Yeah. I like the John Wick movies. Like I said, I just when he went through all that work, and then went to all that work to find the people at the high table, and he said, look, just let me live so I can remember my wife. And that's not really the most compelling reason. I mean, I appreciate it. You cut your finger off. Okay. That shows that, but and then they try to kill him anyway. So whatever.
Hey man, it's a League of Assassins. It's what they do.
I mean, it is. But, and I'll say this too, the first John Wick movie I liked because I think that the other ones, they took us too far into the world of the Continental. Whereas for me in the first movie, when the police show up at his house, and it was like,
working again, John?
And it's like, yeah, you working again? He said, nah. He said, okay, I'll leave you too, and just leaves. And I was like, well, hold up, man. You're not going to ask any questions? So that was good. But now that I know, oh, well, he's just part of that whole world, it was a little bit, whatever. Eric says Samuel L. Jackson, Robin McDowell's in Coming to America is the first thing I remember seeing him in. And he didn't seem young there. Yeah, he's just always, so what you see is, I remember he was a crackhead.
He was in his 40s. Yeah, he was in his 40s.
He was crackhead, and so he had already had like the male pattern baldness. And so it was like, oh, okay, well, what was the movie he was a crackhead in? Was it New Jack City?
No. It was a Spike Lee movie. Is it Do the Right Thing or no?
He was a crackhead. Anyway,
Jungle Fever.
Yeah, and so you see him, and you're like, oh, well, that dude's old. So okay. All right. So as we're starting to wrap this up here, we got 3 more questions. Project the first round draft pick. What movie have you seen in theaters this year so far that you can't wait to see again once it's released on streaming? Because you've been going. Okay. Carlos has been. If you follow him on Instagram, and you should follow him on Instagram, I'll give you the thing right there. CB's True Consumer Reviews. follow him on Instagram. You'll see the dude is at the movies. Literally, it looks like every day. It looks like Carlos is at the
2 to 3
movies.
times a week.
Him,
yes,
his
2 to 3.
bucket of popcorn, and a different group of people he's dragged there to watch these movies with him. All right. So, what have you seen in
Vagrants off the street.
theaters that you can't wait to see again when it comes out on streaming?
Okay, this one here is kind of a two-parter, but because I, looking at it, you want to talk about, something I just really want to see versus something that I can watch on a treadmill. Obviously, Doom Part 2, just still in theaters, and it needs to make all the money. Great movie. If you hadn't seen it, I'm not going any further than that. But the movie I'm excited to see on the treadmill, I just saw this I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. Monkey Man, Dev Patel. That movie, it's kind of a slow start, but oh man, delicious action for real. Just it's gritty. I think parts of the movie was actually shot on an iPhone too. So, man, great movie.
All right, so I'm not as big a fan of those whole they shot this on the iPhone thing. Look, man, you got a budget for a reason.
Oh no, he did not have a budget. That's the thing. I mean, everything went wrong in this movie, in the production of this movie,
yet you want me to watch it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
on the treadmill.
Oh yeah,
subtitles.
Yeah, you don't care about that. You don't. Honestly, once the movie gets going,
I feel like you weren't listening.
Nobody cares.
Is there a rewind on here? Because I need to go back and play the part where I said if it's got subtitles. Do y'all remember me in the chat?
Okay.
Do y'all remember me saying if it has subtitles,
movie.
I don't want to watch it on the treadmill because number one, I don't like subtitles because I don't like to read my movie. But
you don't have to worry about that.
Let's say it does have them. I'm not trying to read the subtitles. So this is Korean or is it
Indian?
Monkey Man is Indian. Okay, yeah. So basically I'm gonna be on the treadmill listening to someone yell in Hindi.
No. I mean, on occasion. Now again, I'm gonna correct myself. There are parts where they speak in Hindi.
You see my face, Carlos?
I see you. Most of this movie,
go ahead.
90% of this
normally
movie,
I'd have the screen on you, but I want everybody to see my face. If you're listening to this on, come back and watch the replay. Just see my face while Carlos explains why I should watch a movie in a language I don't understand on the treadmill while I'm already suffering.
My mama,
go ahead, Carlos.
You know what you did. So 90% of this movie is in English. This is a Bollywood film made in English, but you're there for the action. You're there for the action. It's great action. And that's all I got for you. All right. I'll let it go. Doom Part 2. Watch it.
Didn't I just say that? Is there a rewind on here?
You saw part 1, right? You saw part 1.
Yeah, but I still want to watch the movie. Like Dune has there's way too much. Dune. Okay, I'll give you an example. All right, so this actually goes to a question I had there. So it's the reverse problem of Morbius, because I said that Morbius is a great treadmill movie, and as soon as you get off the treadmill, it sucks.
Yes, terrible.
All right. I mean, as soon I posted on Threads, because I was like, there's all these things that occurred to me. I was like, number one, the movie starts off and the guide says, when it gets dark, we don't want to be here. All right. And and I immediately said, if your guide, the person that knows the most about an area, tells you, hey, we don't want to be here when it gets dark, you probably don't want to be there at that moment either. You should try to just turn around and leave. Okay?
But you're also a handicapped genius, though. So.
Genius implies smart.
It implies intelligence.
He said, he's smart. And then he spends the rest of the movie doing dumb things.
Thank you. God.
I was like, seriously? So when I got off the when I got off the treadmill, I found that it was that movie was actually distracting me from my workout. Because I got off the treadmill and started lifting. And so the difference, and then so with Dune, I think I would get frustrated because the treadmill would be distracting me from the movie, if that makes sense. I'm trying to enjoy the movie. So maybe I could watch it on a rewatch on the treadmill, but definitely my first time, I couldn't do the first time on the treadmill because I would be trying to absorb the movie. So
right.
That's what I'm saying. What's a good movie you've seen that turned out to be horrible for watching on the treadmill? Like I just gave you an example. Like Dune is not Dune is not a good idea. Your first time watching it, don't watch on the treadmill. What's a good movie that was horrible to watch on the treadmill?
Well, anything horror, anything horror.
You're
I
already
went.
running.
I'm smile. Uh, I am not a horror movie person. I've gone to several for some dumb reason. Well, mainly not dumb reason because people ask me to go, so I go. But um, the jump scares in Smile are unique enough to make you go, "Nah, this is not comfortable." I mean, there was a particular scene that everybody's seen on the commercials where the lady's sitting in her car, and if I need to go any further than that, you don't have a television. But even in the theaters, when that happened, I'm like, here it comes, and it still got me. I'm like, I counted it down, and it still got me. So I'm like, nah,
So hold on.
anything horror.
But are you the nervous type? I would
What?
assume not,
No,
because you
what?
like to
No,
run
what?
first thing in the morning in the dark in Houston,
Hey, no.
which is where Scarface got his start. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hate
That's
scary
Hussein
movies.
says, "How about Pumping Iron or the Ronnie documentary?" So I've not seen the Ronnie documentary yet. I have seen Pumping Iron multiple times to the point, and I would say Pumping Iron is actually a great movie to lift weights to.
Hmm.
So like, there's the scenes where like Arnold's telling, "Hey, keep going." Like when they're squatting, and he's squatting with Ed Corney. He said, "1, keep going. 17, keep going. Come on, Eddie." Come on, Eddie, let's go. And Eddie passes out, and Arnold just throws a towel over his face, steps over him, and then squats. I'm like, there you go. So my kids and I watched Pumping Iron so much when they were growing up, and we were working out together, that we started. Well, I just did it. We were all quoting from the movie. So I think that Pumping Iron is a great movie to lift to. I don't know if I could watch it on a treadmill though, because I just love it so much as a movie to lift to. Um, for me, like I said, the treadmill thing is. I mean, I watched Lord of the Rings because I've seen it so many times, especially the first one. Because
Hmm.
basically, I mean, mostly all they're doing is walking in the movie, right? So
Yeah.
we all just walking together. They're going to, and then when they're climbing the mountain and it's like snowing and they're about to die, I'm like, hey, at least it sucks to be you. At least I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But maybe I want to feel some solidarity. I crank the treadmill incline up a little bit more. So okay.
There you go. There you go. Yeah,
All
join
right.
me.
So I appreciate you coming on here, man. Uh, I know you gotta get ready to go jump in the truck, and you're gonna be in the live chat. So if anyone
You
has
know
any
it.
questions for Carlos or anything else like that, go ahead. You can throw them in the live chat. He'll be able to respond to you. I want to say with everybody watching though, I really appreciate all of your support. Carlos is the reason I got these ear cups, these right here, because he was looking a
It
few
looked bad,
episodes
man.
ago of this show ago, and he said, "Man, you're struggling. Your headphones are struggling. You need to get some better ear cups." And so he went in, hooked me up, and I appreciate your support, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you contributing to the blog. And I want this to be a regular segment, because I think your channel is one that people can enjoy. I think your channel has a lot of stuff that is a little bit different. Obviously, you have a home gym, um, and you guys will see clips from that when you follow him on Instagram. But the I like that your content is something that's a little bit different from the
Mm.
normal just home gym content. It's really, you're a home gym owner who happens to have a YouTube channel as opposed to a home gym YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
And so I think everybody go ahead, check out CBS True Consumer Reviews on here on YouTube, subscribe to him. Let's go ahead and build that channel up, and then follow him on Instagram. Follow him on Threads. Heck, follow me on Threads. Go on Threads.
Yeah,
Follow me
it
on
follows.
Threads. Because Threads is fun. And this is a quick commercial for Threads, but I am taking money. Everybody says, well, why should I have Threads if I have Instagram? What I like about Threads is you can put links right there in the post. You don't have to say link in bio. That's so tired. And also, Threads, the algorithm is controlled by what you see. So the stuff that you interact with, they'll send you more like that. Whereas on Instagram on purpose sets their algorithm up to show you stuff that's related to people who pay for ads and for discoverability. So it's hard to connect with people now on Instagram. It's a lot easier to connect with people on Threads. So that's my quick unpaid commercial for Threads. But back to the point, you guys need to follow Charlie, my man Carlos. Follow him on Instagram. Follow CBS True Consumer Reviews on Instagram, and we're gonna have you back next month for another series of treadmill movie recommendations. We need to come up with a better title for that, but we're gonna have
we'll
you
work
back
on it.
on.
We'll work on it.
Before you go, anything you want to say? Anything you want to share? What's like your next review that you just did?
I just got out of Civil War. We got that. I'm looking forward to what do we have? The what is it? That's so much crap. So
Hope
many
you're not
movies.
asking me because I don't know.
I was hoping you would know, man. Did I send you the notes? So yeah. So
I know what I'm gonna send you, the link to insectlore.com so you can get some caterpillars for your house.
Butterfly effect. Yes.
Yeah.
So I got some tech coming. Matter of fact, got a new monitor just showed up recently that it's gonna
Because you
replace
obviously don't have
that
enough
one.
monitors.
No, right. But yeah, so I'm trying that out. Gonna set it up in my new place when I do get set up. And so I do tech reviews and I do movie reviews. And channel's been kind of slow, but again, I'm trying to build that up to gotta have a reason to keep going. But
That's
more
right.
importantly, I think a wise man once said, "Follow me because I look great from behind."
Okay. So everyone, that was the last time you'll ever see Carlos on this channel.
Dad joke. Dad joke.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you being on here, my man. Thank you. You
Y'all have a
guys
good
make
one.
sure you are following my man Carlos. The jokes are just as bad as that all the time. All right. All right. Once again, that was Carlos from CBS True Consumer Reviews. It's actually CB's, Charlie B's True Consumer Reviews. It has nothing to do with the channel CBS. So you guys go ahead and give him a follow and help him grow his channel. I'm going to put the link to his channel in the description for the video. If you're watching on LinkedIn or you're watching on Facebook, just go ahead and I'll still put the link to his YouTube channel. You guys can go there because, as I said, he's got a very unique perspective on the on tech and movies. It's basically like, what I like about his stuff is basically like if I went to a movie and then told you what I think about it, right? So it's like watching myself do a review, because he, as he said, he comes from our perspective. He comes from the fan perspective. He doesn't try to pretend that he's smarter than everybody else when he does his reviews of tech stuff and when he does his reviews of movies. Instead, he basically just goes from our viewpoint, and it makes everything really, really accessible. And so I really want to support him in this.